Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Max, and as you just saw, today we are going to be installing and reviewing the XMCOSY Smart Wall Lights. XMCOSY was actually nice enough to send these to me free of charge, so thank you so much for that, XMCOSY. They sent these to me along with the string lights that I featured in a video a couple weeks ago, and similar to those devices, this is smart device enabled. It works with your Amazon Alexa or any other smart device you have around your home, and it works with the same XMCOSY app, which means you get tons of cool features such as scheduling and lighting effects that you can use however you'd like. Again, I did do a video on the string lights, which I posted recently, so I'll link that now if you're interested in checking those out. Those are great lights too, so I'm very excited to get into this box and see what these wall lights are all about. And if you're enjoying this video, that video, or really any other my content, just a friendly reminder to hit that subscribe button. It does go a long way with supporting this channel and ensuring that I can continue making content like you're watching today. So thank you always for that in advance. All right, without further ado, let's get into the box and see what these lights are all about. Alright, so this is obviously pretty straightforward. We have each of our lights in this nice styrofoam to keep them safe for shipment. We have our directions, and we have mounting and wiring hardware. It does show on the box that the dimensions of these lights are 9.6 inches long by 4.8 inches wide. We'll see outside how these mount in. Wiring these into the outlet shouldn't be any different than any other standard type of lighting, so that should be pretty easy. Obviously this is a 2-pack, but you can get these in single packs as well if you're just doing one light. My front door just happens to have 2 lights on it. And yeah, pretty simple unboxing. Not a lot in there, as it's really just standard lighting equipment, so we can move right on to getting these installed on the house and see how that process goes. So if you've done electrical fixture installs in the past, this is really no different. You're first going to want to turn off the breaker that powers any of the fixtures that you're dealing with. Once the breaker's off, I always double check this by flipping the switch to make sure the lights are not turning on anymore, but always the safer solution is to check the power with a voltage detector before proceeding with handling any of the wiring. Once I confirm that my power is off, I move on to uninstalling my old outdoor lights. Now, this part of the process will depend heavily on what you're dealing with. You could be starting from scratch, so I won't go too much into details here, but once they're fully removed, you should see the exposed wires that you'll be required to use to get this install done. There should be a positive wire, a negative wire, and a neutral wire that will wire directly in to your XMCOSY wall lights. So the first thing you'll do with the XMCOSY setup is remove the bracket from the main light fixture. The kit comes with a tool that easily fits in with the screws that mount this to the lighting fixture, so make sure you use that to remove these. It's just an Allen wrench. Once this is off, I push this up against the house, threading the wires through the center and making sure that it is centered and aligned with the way that I want it to be. Again, I have existing fixtures, so I line this up to work with the pre-drilled holes that I have. The XMCOSY kit does come with its own hardware, so if you're doing this from scratch or need to use some of that hardware to make this mount work for whatever your setup is, definitely check that out. For me, I had screws and holes already ready to go that I was able to reuse as a part of this install. That's the one nice thing about the bracket they provide. It has plenty of space to be flexible with the type of install that you're doing in your given situation. Again, every setup is going to be different, so make sure you assess what is right for you. Once the wall bracket's in place, I moved on to wiring the light to the fixed infrastructure. Now I have to say, this was probably the most frustrating part of the install. The wires that are protruding from the back of the XMCOSY Smart Light are pretty small with a minimal amount of exposed wiring. I probably fumbled around with the first one for 20 plus minutes trying to get the wires to connect and having the issue that they kept disconnecting because there wasn't enough slack to move from one wire to the next without the other one having too much tension and disconnecting from what I had already done. Now to solve this issue, I actually used a wire stripper to remove some of that covered wiring, so I had more leeway to work with when twisting the wires together. This helped a lot and actually made this process doable. If I had not done that, it probably would have been nearly impossible with the wiring situation that I had to get these to connect. Once I had my wires twisted together, I put the wiring cap on top and I was good to go with the connections for this particular light. From here, you just press the light up against the wall, making sure your wires remain safely connected and are all nicely organized within the wall so they are not exposed to the elements. Once they're in their mount position, aligned with the bracket that's already drilled into the wall, you reattach the screws that you removed with your Allen wrench and tighten them into place, making sure everything is nice, clean, aligned, and tight. And that's really all there is to mounting this light. From here, it is just rinse and repeat with your second light doing the exact same process. With both lights mounted, it was time to turn the power back on and make sure my connections were good. And thankfully, when I flipped that switch, both lights did turn on successfully, so the wiring was a success. Now it was just a matter of syncing both devices with my phone and the XMCOSY app to get them working. You sync them both individually, but then you're able to create a group so that you can control them both at the same time. As you can see here, even with the setup during the day, these lights are super bright and you can tell that they're putting off great light even in the daylight. Obviously, they're gonna be most impressive at night, so let's jump to that clip and see what all that looks like. And I have to be honest here, I cannot say enough about how much I do like these lights. Even from a pure aesthetics perspective, putting aside the lighting effects, they just look fantastic. This modern look is exactly what I was looking for my home, and it honestly makes me want to swap out all the other lights along the garage. It makes them look so outdated compared to the lights we have on the front porch. So from a pure looks alone, I think these have such a great and clean look for anyone that wants this type of modern look on the front of their home. It honestly just looks so premium to me. And then getting to the lighting itself. I love the way it illuminates, not just from the main part of the light, but how it extends from the top and bottom. I think that gives a great casting of light, and it literally illuminates the entire porch. You can see from the different videos that I'm throwing up how bright these are compared to the standard LED lights that I have with basic fixtures and bulbs. And you can just see how much the XMCOSY lights puts their lighting to shame with how brightly it illuminates the areas where they're installed. And like their string lights, there are so many cool effects. You can change the colors, you can change the brightness, you can put them on color changing schedules. There's a ton of built-in scenes that you can utilize where they alternate colors, and you can really customize these to tailor to exactly what you want these lights to be doing. One of the things that's most important is it has the built-in scheduling app, so I can have them turn on at dusk and turn off at dawn, which is great. If you're familiar with my channel at all, you know I love the smart lights for the holidays, and I think these are gonna be a fantastic addition to the different things that I can do with my house and the lighting effects, no matter what holiday we're celebrating. As far as smart lights with smart features are concerned, for something that's hard mounted to your house, these really are fantastic, and I couldn't ask for anything more. Really, if I'm being honest, the only downside would be those wires sticking out of the back. My only recommendation to XMCOSY would be to make those wires a little bit longer so it's easier to install. But like I said, with some minor modifications, I was able to make this work for me. And if you have a lot of slack coming out of your house when you're doing your wiring, it'll be less of an issue. I had limited slack on both sides, so it was more difficult for me. So this might be a nit and very specific to my install. But to be completely honest, if XMCOSY doesn't actually end up sending me any more of these lights, my wife and I are 100% going to be buying another 3 of these, because now we definitely feel the need to install these on the front garage to have a uniform look. And we like these so much that we want them all to be this specific fixture. So that should really tell you how impressed we were by these lights, how much we like the look, and how much we like the effects. All that to say that I definitely recommend these to anyone who wants to upgrade their permanent outdoor lighting fixtures to something that's both smart, modern, and stylish. You really can't go wrong with these lights. So as always, I will definitely include a link in the description so you can check these lights out if you're interested in making a purchase yourself. Anyways, that's all I had to talk about today. If you like this content and you want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.